We've had two announcements recently that I wanted to share. One is a reskin of an absolute classic game, and the other is an entirely new game, kind of. The first one I want to get to is Seven Wonders. They're coming out with a new edition, which is trying to address a few things. And a little history on Seven Wonders before we start. Seven Wonders was published in 2010 and was met with absolute praise. It won the first Kinderspiel des Jahres award and has since won more than 30 different awards across the world. It remains one of the most popular and commercially successful games out there despite being launched in 2010, and it's one of those games that introduced a lot of people to the board gaming hobby. According to Repos Production, the main goal is to appeal to a wider audience. Overhauling and streamlining the rulebook, it'll have a larger box with an updated insert design, visual updates for the box cover and minor changes to the card illustrations, larger wonder cards, changes in the design and iconography, and I think probably the best change is the updated rulebook to be a little more simplified and easier to follow. Now, if you own a copy, are you going to consider replacing it, or are you just going to stick with the one you have? Let me know in the comments. Getting to the next release, it's Santorini New York, which is both kind of a new game and kind of an expansion, but it's a standalone game. And if you're a fan of classic abstracts, Santorini is a wonderful game. It combines the feeling you get of playing chess, Go, tic-tac on a 3D kind of abstract plane. It's a lovely game for 2 players and even up to 4 players if you're wanting to play with more people. Now, Roxley Games, who produced Santorini, is now releasing a standalone sequel centered in the bustling New York setting. The mythological characters and their powers will be overlaid with a metropolitan skin, and this will feature some asymmetric powers of an engineer, a foreman, a taxi driver, and others, while still having that charming aesthetic created originally by Mr. Cuddington, an illustrator duo. Now, it's not just a theme swap. The board is set up and configured in a different way. There's some minis that might be obstacles or might be objectives. So you have to check out Santorini New York and see if it's something that you want. But I'm sure based on the price and the accessibility of the original Santorini, this will be something to have in your collection as well. That's what we got for today. If you want to keep up with board game news, you can subscribe to this channel, or you can go to boardgameatlas.com to see more.